Letter to my dad that I never wrote. Speeches I prepared that I never spoke. Words on the paper that I never read. Prose is never
All right,
penned,
folks, we
they
are
stayed
back
in my
here
head.
once again. Music as a Weapon. I am JD, senior editor of Music as a Weapon. I'm here with
This guy Cook.
and we are here to discuss the old head holiday of when Jay-Z dropped the 444 album. We're going to go into No ID. A lot of people may not understand how important this guy was in Jay-Z's life. He actually a Chicago producer, and he actually got to start on with as an MC with Jermaine Dupri, and from there he actually mentored Kanye and referenced him. A few records being Big Brother and Made in America. Those were two of the records that Kanye was definitely shouting him out on. And we also have he is also vice president of Good Music, which is also pretty dope. I didn't know that. I had to do my own research on that one. And he also, this wasn't the first time he actually worked with Jay-Z. He worked with Jay-Z on a couple of tracks. One being the one with Rihanna and Run This Town was actually won a Grammy, and the one before that was Death to the Auto-Tune, which it didn't win a Grammy, but it was nominated. So this guy was very important in Jay-Z's life.
No ID, my mentor, so let the story begin.
I'm gonna say first and foremost, I'm not a biggest Jay-Z fan. The last album I actually enjoyed was the Black Album. Be honest with you, this 444 brought me back into that mode of liking Jay-Z again. I just love it now. It competes with the #1 album against Damn for me.
All right, see, I'm glad you're getting respect as not a Jay-Z fan. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a complete Jay-Z fan. What they said, the Beehive is bees.
You got J-Hive?
bees. Nah, I'm not J-Hive. They said the Jay-Z stands are grown. That's what we are. We grown because we grew up with Jay-Z, and this is our story. So I don't know what you mean. It comes off pretty. It was one of the best albums of the year, like you said.
Right. Let me start with that. The visuals. That's the one that actually for the story of OJ.
Oh yeah.
The visuals for that actually, drove me into being a fan again because he used something that was actually, like a bamboozle type of degrading to the black community and turned into something like an educational video. Basically, it's just one-on-one on how to make money.
Let me tell you something. This project as a whole, and not to take anything away from what it means at all, but it has like the backtrackings of a lot of your black movements. Like it's absolutely pro-black, and especially in a time and era where it's a lot of uncertainty amongst our culture. Jay-Z gives us the power again and lets us know that we actually have control here.
But it wasn't well received from what I'm seeing from the black community, because you have that are super fans gonna yes, we bringing back the old school golden era of hip hop, and then you have people but it's Jay-Z though, what I'm saying, why are we even supporting someone who already got all this money? You can't support your boy that's down the street with the mixtape.
You know what? And I see that a lot, and a lot of people talking about that. The thing is though, why is it when it comes to our culture is that the question? Right. If the new Blink 182 or somebody else, or the new Taylor Swift album drop, they not you not supporting Mary Elizabeth, but you supporting Taylor Swift. They won't do that in that community. So I'm tired of that. Honestly, good music is good music, and I support my friends just as much as I support Hov. And besides, that's why we need to continue to buy into black enterprises so that we grow. It's the whole thing with the LeVar Ball. People upset about it, but at the end of the day, man, it's our people. But that's for another episode. We're gonna go ahead and get started with the album. Kill Jay-Z. What was your thoughts?
Kill Jay-Z. That was the one that actually touched home for me. It was very emotional. Part of Jay-Z that I like. It actually revealed him as a man and not just rap god. You know what I'm saying? He make mistakes too. He seemed more human to me with this Kill Jay-Z record. How about you?
I agree completely. In fact, one of my thoughts was listening to this is it's a lot of ego killing. He's no longer that braggadocious Jay-Z. He's actually addressing that guy, and he's like, look. This isn't the type of man you need to be showing the world. This isn't the type of leader you need to be. Right. So by Jay-Z, and it shows a complete vulnerability that we didn't see from Hov. Right. That part with Kanye, people are taking it and running with it.
He parted ways.
Hey,
he parted ways.
So,
man.
but then there must be some truth to it. And
you ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Look, all I know is that Jay-Z shows a certain level of trust with us now, and in fact, the biggest record that pointed this out was actually "Smile" with his mom.
His mom,
and
that was
she was like truly talking about how you're in the shadows with all that you do, and it looks like you're happy, but you're going through some things.
Let's talk about that bar though.
Which one? The one involving his mom?
Yeah, saying that so we didn't know she was a lesbian. You know what I'm saying?
I think in that fact though, it shows how much hip hop has grown up.
Well, let's get into the one they spilled all the tea on.
Oh,
444.
Oh man.
444.
You mean that tea to that lemonade that dropped last year?
Yeah, that was. He didn't need a whole album to do it. I think he did one record. He didn't win a record. He pretty much put it out there. He put himself, vulnerable again. Himself. He put, his ways. How he's trying to leave one lifestyle to enter into another lifestyle. How hard it is for him.
This sounds like he was writing in his diary, and Hope don't write, so I don't even know if that diary is like something he has. But I think the best part of 444 for me, not only was it addressing that, but it was the growing up and owning think about your kids playing with someone else's family, that Future line. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that one took another playback. I was like, rewind it back again. Did he just take a shot?
Russell Wilson probably looking at his phone like, I ain't even asked to be in this. Like, you just going now. Like, we just became a good family. Now you going to bring open, wounds.
Now, you're going to be mad next year, playing them games to play a Future when you go to Atlanta.
Yeah, any time before the game, you're going to see Future come and grab his son. Not today. You're not throwing the football today. Nah, but one record that really was my embodied record, it was Family Feud.
Yeah, Family Feud.
And man, I think that one's talking to us as the culture, as a community. Like, no one wins when the family feuds. As black people, we always say bro, sis, all these things. Well, all right, if you're going to be family, we're going to have to work as family. And the best line to me on that one was when he was talking to the old head or the new cats, and he was like, y'all new dudes don't want to be the old me. And he said the old heads act like Tupac and have a nose ring. Yeah. Like, come on, like.
I didn't see it as more of a black community. I saw him talking to the generation of the hip hop community, saying, we need to, we have the older generation fight with the newer generation because of, hypocrisy, which has always been in hip hop anyway. He's just like, come on now, I'm the older dude. I'm at the end of the line here, and I'm letting y'all know this. We need to come together because either way, hip hop needs to live. Is going to live through the next generation, regardless of how you see it. And he needed that Family Feud record to just pretty much talk to everybody and say, hey, I'm the uncle. Talking to you at the cookout, like, look, man, y'all need to get together. Y'all keep fighting all the time. We're gonna never be a family. Y'all keep fighting. And that's what I got from Family Feud.
Yeah, and the reason why it means more coming from him is because he's the uncle you knew did it. He's the uncle who went through it. And again, ego killing. Like, he's letting us know all this flash and all this other stuff y'all doing. Like, beefing over the hood that your mama renting. Like, stuff like that. It's just like, you can see clearly he's made it to the other side, and he's trying to guide you through the maze.
Well, let's move forward, past that one to the the more educational, the father figure, Hov. Let's get to the playful Hov, man. Let's go to Bam.
Okay, all right.
Bam came up. I mean, that actually the record kind of grew on me when I first heard it, because everybody used that production, but the way he flipped it, went back to that Jay-Z that I loved. He's like, no, not Jay-Z, I'm Hov again. That was just amazing. I mean, I love that put Damien on there. He got his little swag in the middle of it. He's like, no, fuck this. This still, this still Jamaica here. I'm gonna go ahead and drop what I got to say. Then he comes back in. He kind of talking his shit basically.
Yo, like he said on the intro, all that corny shit, nigga, Hov. He came out the gate and let you know, all right, I know at the beginning I said kill Jay-Z, but he's still around. Don't get it twisted. If you ever need Hov to address you, he will address you and clean you up pretty nice.
My only gripe I had with the album was I wanted the record that was on the promo. I mean, those bars were real hard. He came in with a nice production, and I'm like, I want to hear that song. It said later come out, right?
I think it's going to be on the physical copy.
Okay, that's the record I really wanted. That's the record I really want to hear more of. He kind of teases with it. I'm like, that's gonna be dope. And it wasn't on the whole album, so I was like, what I mean? Well, you got 10 more I can go through. How you feel about overall? How you feel about the whole album at the end, after the first listen?
I mean, after the first listen, I'm be honest. I'm a big lyricist person, so I go back and I listen for content, and man, I can tell you I was thrilled. Like, I don't even think people can interview him after this because he already gave you an answer.
Pretty much.
And overall, man, I'm completely satisfied with the project as a whole. I think it's an album of the year in talks with. How about you?
And that's what I'm saying. It definitely is a tie for me now for album of the year because I thought that beginning Kendrick had it. I was like, if I did not put Kendrick #1, I was going to be crucified pretty much.
Nah, yeah,
but then he came with the 444, and now it brings a question like, which one should I choose now? And that's very exciting. It's been a long time since I actually had 2 albums I'm competing for the year, album of the year. And it made me come back to being a Jay-Z fan, which I pretty much shunned them off after Black Album. For me, honestly, I mean, outside a couple of records, overall, I didn't like a lot of his body of work.
Oh, man.
But I mean,
don't do this to me.
Seriously. I mean, but I'm
American Gangster. You tell me.
Let me tell you, it's a personal reason why I like American Gangster.
What's the reason?
Yeah. Okay, start with the Foot Locker, right? And every night for closing, our senior manager played American Gangster so much that I hated it. I hated it.
That's not like a personal problem.
I hated it. Before Kingdom Come, it was for after the Black Album for me, I was like, this is it.
Dog, American Gangster, literally, you know what made it even hotter? American Gangster was not the soundtrack for the movie American Gangster. But when it came out, we thought it was the soundtrack for American Gangster. In addition to that, Jay-Z has the hardest lyrics in a complete album of all time. That's when he's talking that Reasonable Doubt-ish with Whole Money. Like, man, how do you not like that album?
I'm underground cat though. I have other lyricists that I like, even in the top 5. So even my top 5 though. So
I don't know what to say.
I mean, this is why we have 2 separate extremes here.
Music as a weapon on both sides, firing.
Wolfpack and Black.
Hey man, it's Call of Duty buttons. You know what I mean? Man, overall, yo, I think if our ends can come together and say this was a good album, that shows it was a good album.
Brings us together.
Music unites us.
Alright, y'all, we out.
Letter to my dad that I never wrote. Speeches I prepared that I never spoke. Words on a paper that I never read. Prose is never penned, they stayed in my head.